Today I'm speaking with Tracy Peart, and this is the first kind of interview I've done on this subject, so rather than go into it myself, I'll just leave it to Tracy to tell you what she does and how she got there.
Okay. Thanks,
You're
Eric,
welcome.
for having me.
I can't wait for people to hear about you.
We're really excited. I have a company, and it's called datingup.net. You can find us on the web. But my story I will share with you starts about 4.5 years ago. I was a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids and helping my husband run a business. And one day I got a knock at the door. It was late at night, and 2 police officers showed up on my doorstep. We were supposed to be to a baseball game that night, and they informing me that my husband had been killed in a car accident. And it was a shock to my system. It was something that, you see in the movies, and it always happens to the other person. It never happens to you. But having to kind of go through all of that and break the news to your kids that their father was gone and that he wasn't coming home. And at that time, it was so hard to tell my kids, because in that moment I didn't even believe it myself and went through kind of just a lot of shock and a lot of denial. Like, you're just, it comes and you're being told this news, but you can't really absorb it all.
Does that sound familiar to those of you that are going through a bad breakup or a divorce? Yeah, and that's why I wanted to have Tracy come and talk to you a little bit about this, because not only can she relate, but she has a wonderful idea for dusting yourself off and getting back up. So I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but yeah, this,
that is,
like you say, the confusion.
Blindsided. Absolutely. Life has a way sometimes of throwing you these curveballs that you don't expect, and it's just kind of like with divorce or death. You see those, sometimes you just don't see it coming, okay? And it's a complete and utter train wreck or an atomic bomb or those types of things where you're blindsided and you're completely caught off guard. And then, you have to go through a heartache, and you're hurt and you're broken, those types of things. And, you go through every single phase. You go through the shock, the anger, the denial, okay, and then the grief, and then the bargaining with God and the begging and pleading, please don't let this be real. And then you hit anger, and then you're pissed off and you want to fight, and then you kind of after a period you're just kind of gosh, I'm feeling like I'm done, and I'm so tired of all of this. I want to just kind of give up and let it go. And then you forgive, and then you can just kind of let it go. And when you're ready to let it go and kind of have acceptance, I think you have to go through all those phases. Just like death and divorce, I went through with widowhood and being a widow at a young age. I was 38 when Sean was killed in a car accident with 4 children at home, and went through all of those phases of, and actually, I've sat down with many of my divorced and widowed friends, and we go through all of those same emotions. We haven't gone through the court and those types of things, but what we kind of experiences is a lot on the same lines. And so after I got to a space of healing and I was able to kind of forgive and just let everything go, because I found out you can't control it. It's just all this stuff is happening to you, and it's just coming at you, and you get to a place where you just need to let it go. And when you come to a place where you're actually ready to move on, and you want to move on, and your heart is healed, because there's, you don't want to be codependent and go through divorce again. Or
would it be heart is healed, or at least heart is healing?
It's healing. It's healing, so and you're ready to kind of take that next step forward, and
And does taking that next step mean nothing can harm me now?
No. In life, or do we have any guarantees in life? We have no guarantees.
So if I just decide never to remarry, at least I won't have to worry about divorce, right?
No, that is not the case. You know.
So what is to be done? You've got this sense of betrayal. Life threw the curveball. Marriage let you down. Whatever the situation is, how do you, I mean, should you just recklessly dive back in?
No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say recklessly dive back in.
Well, I mean, the first time that they tried marriage, most people would say, some people would admit, okay, yeah, we were young and impulsive,
yes,
or we knew we were a bad fit, but we thought we could somehow work it out. But what about people that say, no, I took this seriously, I thought that I had made a good choice, I did not go in recklessly or hastily. What do you tell people? What do you say to people that would say, I miss that relationship? I liked, when my marriage was good, it was priceless, it was irreplaceable, but I don't ever want to go through the misery of divorce again. So what can they do?
I've heard that a lot, actually. You know, it's not uncommon out in the dating world to meet people that have been married and divorced several times. You know, have gone through, and they, one man in particular, he's been married and divorced twice, and he's like going, Tracy, I just, you know, I don't know if I want to go. I want the relationship. I miss the friendship and the companionship. I had no idea being out here in this singles space, and the dating space was so hard. And I'm like, oh my God, sometimes it's terrible. When I started dating again, I was like shocked. I mean, and appalled at some of the stuff that is going on in the dating space, and it is like, it's a whole nother world.
And can you give us a couple of examples of what you've experienced or others that you know that have said, whether it's a death of a spouse or a divorce, and someone says, well, I would like, I'm young enough, or I'm old enough, whatever it is, I want my children to have a step parent, whatever the reasons are. And then what do they face? Tell me some of the things that they face.
Well, some of the things that I have personally faced is I met an ex-con online. Okay.
Not knowing he was an ex-con.
No. A registered sex offender. Okay.
And you had children.
Yes, I do. I have 4. Yeah. I met men that have been married that I thought were single. Okay, online. Yeah, they're come across, like, and you're thinking, and they're online, and you know, and ask them, okay, is your divorce final? All that kinds of thing. There's men online that are married. I ran into scammers, okay? Catfishers. I've been catfished before. And a catfish, they've had them on the Dr. Phil show, is somebody that creates this online profile of that they put up fake pictures, and then you go to
the same
that
person.
No. And I'm like, okay, who does that? That is so weird.
And so here's where the punchline comes in. So what is to be done, Tracy?
Okay.
Why this doesn't sound encouraging at all.
No. Well, I got to a point, the straw that broke the camel's back was when, and this is when I decided that something needed to be done to help the singles and the widows and the divorcees out there. Was the thing that I decided to do as that needed to be changed, and the dating world needs to be like wake up, kind of shaken awake. Is I had a guy steal my late husband's motorcycle right out of my garage. Okay, and when I was pissed off when that happened, and I actually,
because you're a motorcycle enthusiast on top of that.
I love motorcycles. Yes,
it wasn't just a motorcycle; it was your husband's motorcycle.
It was my husband's motorcycle. It had sentimental value, and that's when I decided something has to be done. Okay, so I closed down my late husband's business, and I started dating up, and we partnered with a background check company where every single member of my dating site is going to be vetted, verified, and confirmed. They are real people. They will, if they are not real and they don't have a background check, they're not allowed to join Dating Up. You know, they can go join the other sites, but at Dating Up, we are going to have, I mean,
that eliminates so much of the worry, so much. There's still going to be risk, because even if you're two good people, you may not be a good fit, but at least you're not, especially if you're a vulnerable person, if you know that you're a gullible man or woman, this should take a lot of the worry out.
Well, it's takes a playing field from down here and it completely raises it clear up here, and you're weeding out all of this. You don't have to go through. And some of the dates that I had where they weren't even real people, or went on a date with a man, okay, I was assuming he was in his 40s, met him at a coffee shop, and this 70-year-old man showed up that was my date, and his pictures online were old. Okay, he wasn't who he said he was. So,
but the background checks are just the beginning.
The background checks are the beginning.
And so what else does Dating Up do?
We're going to verify their age. We're going to make sure that there is no convicted felons on Dating Up. Okay, every single member is going to be real, and that people are who they say they are. And so it kind of is. It's actually, I'm so excited about it because it is going to change, revolutionize dating. Did you know Dating Up is solving the #1 complaint online, and that is that people aren't real is the #1 complaint online. There, in the United States alone, there are 44 million Americans that are single. Okay, 41 million of us have tried online dating.
So they're in good company.
Yes, okay. The #1 complaint is that people aren't real, and if Dating Up is solving that #1 complaint by making sure that they have a background check, submitting to a background check before they can even join, then you get people that come from clear down here that aren't who they say they are, and we're raising the bar. So I believe the key to raising the bar is raising the barrier to entry.
Where can people go to learn more about it or to become involved?
Okay. You can visit us at www.datingup.net and find us on Facebook.
Okay. Thank you so much again. This is not something that may be for everyone, but if you're in that category, if what Tracy says resonates with you, I would encourage you to give her a try. She didn't pay me to come here. It's just we are always opening our eyes to interesting ideas and people that can help you cope better with divorce. And I was intrigued when I heard about Tracy. It was just kind of one of those things that Brian, my assistant, happened to come across, and I knew that we needed to talk to you. So we hope to see you again sometime.
I would love that.
But thanks for coming in to tell us just a little bit about it.
Yeah, so when they are ready to begin dating again and they want to come check us out and find out why we're different.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Eric.
Although this may be slightly awkward, I'm willing to do this because I couldn't conclude the time that I spent with Tracy without telling you one other thing about what Dating Up does. So I wanted to make sure you got a chance to tell people this, because it's not only the background checks that I thought were so encouraging and refreshing, but what else?
Okay. Well, what I am most excited about at Dating Up, and super excited and passionate about it, is I love helping people. And I believe that the singles community, we're going to unite together. And with uniting together, it's going to give singles a safe place where they can come and gather. But we are going to partner up with charities across America, charities like Habitat for Humanity and Make-A-Wish Foundation, and invite singles out to these events where they can actually meet other people face to face. And when you have a platform, when you are serving and you're out there, let's say if we have a blood drive, okay, with the American Red Cross, and you see so you see a cute girl when you're ready to start a Dating Up, and you see a cute girl, and she's going to the blood drive. I want to go meet that girl. Well, and you're kind of shy and don't really want to ask her out.
Yeah, it's beautiful because it gives you a chance to, if the conversation drags, you can still do something productive by helping out with the blood drive or hammering some nails. And let's face it, someone who's willing to come out to a blood drive or hammer some nails, and if you are too, that's already some pretty decent compatibility.
Some charity.
And like-minded people. So there's a number of other things that Dating Up does that I just thought were not just merely different, but really thoughtful. And so I wanted to tell you about that too before we signed off. So for those of you that stuck around for the rest of it, then one more time, what's the name of the place where they can go online to learn more about your business?
Okay, it's datingup.net. Go check us out. Go find out why we are different and why we're better. We're real people focused on real relationships, and we're all about empowering and strengthening people in the single space.
Okay, thanks.